Picture, if you will, the beating heart of the world at the turn of the 20th century. It is New Year's Eve in Edwardian England. The Victorian age, stiff, mournful, and rigid, is fading into the mist, and a new era of opulence, electricity, and speed is dawning. But tonight, as the clocks tick toward midnight, we are suspended in a moment of magic, superstition, and raucous celebration. To understand this night, you must first feel the air. It is thick. In London, the infamous pea superfogs often rolled in off the Thames, a yellow-grey blanket that muffled the sound of horses' hooves on the cobblestones and turned the gas lamps into glowing spectral orbs. It is a world of stark contrasts. If we pan our camera to the polished marble floors of the Savoy Hotel or the Ritz, we see a scene of unimaginable luxury. The Edwardian wealthy knew how to party with a ferocity that would shock modern sensibilities. This was the era of the Gilded Age in America, and its reflection in London was blinding. Tonight, the men are encased in white tie and tails, stiff collars reaching up to their chins, while the women are draped in heavy silks, dripping with diamonds that catch the new harsh glare of electric chandeliers, a novelty that is still the talk of the town. At the Savoy, the legendary hotelier César Ritz and the chef Auguste Escoffier have orchestrated a dinner that defies physics. They are not serving a mere meal, they are staging an opera of food.
The tables are laden with 20 courses. There is turtle soup, rich and dark. There are pheasants garnished with their own feathers. There are mountains of oysters shipped in on the morning train from Whitstable. Champagne flows not by the bottle, but by the Jeroboam. But notice the peculiar details of the time. Amidst this sophistication, there is a manic obsession with novelty. At one famous New Year's party of this era, the courtyard was flooded to simulate Venice, and guests ate dinner while floating in gondolas. This is the optimism of the early 1900s, the belief that technology and money could conquer nature itself. But let us leave the clinking crystal of the aristocracy and move the camera out through the heavy oak doors into the biting cold of the street. Here, among the terraced houses of the working class and the middle class, the night is ruled not by chefs, but by ancient ghosts. For the ordinary English family in the 1900s, New Year's Eve is a night of profound superstition. The transition of the year is seen as a dangerous time, a crack in the fabric of reality where luck can leak out or misfortune can creep in. Inside a modest brick row house, the fire is roaring. The main activity is the redding. This is a ritualistic cleaning that would make a modern spring clean look like a light dusting. It is imperative, absolutely vital, that the house is clean before the bells toll.
The women of the house are sweeping, but watch closely. They are sweeping the dust towards the fire, never out the door. To sweep dust out the front door on New Year's Eve is to sweep away the family's luck for the coming year. Every debt must be paid, every borrowed cup of sugar returned. You cannot carry the burdens of the old year into the new, or they will stay with you forever. As midnight approaches, the tension in the house grows. The family gathers around the hearth. The fire must be kept burning bright. If it goes out tonight, it is an omen of death. But the most specific, and perhaps the most charmingly strange tradition of the 1900s, is the preparation for the first foot. This is a drama played out in nearly every doorway across northern England and Scotland, and it has bled down into London society too. The family is waiting for the first footer, the first person to cross the threshold after midnight. But not just anyone will do. The casting requirements for this role are strict. To bring good luck, the first footer must be a man. He must be dark-haired. In the racial memory of the British Isles, a fair-haired stranger arriving at your door meant a Viking invasion, and that was never good news. So a dark-haired man is the harbinger of safety. He must not come empty-handed. Look at his pockets. He carries the holy trinity of Edwardian survival: a piece of coal, a loaf of bread, and a bottle of whiskey. Sometimes there is salt, sometimes a silver coin.
These are not random gifts. The coal ensures the house will be warm, the bread ensures the family will not hunger, the whiskey ensures there will be joy, and the coin ensures prosperity. In 1905, you might see men waiting on street corners in the freezing cold, hired by households specifically because they have the right shade of dark hair, paid to knock on the door at 12:01 a.m. It is a piece of theater that binds the community together. While the families wake in their parlors, the streets of central London are becoming a chaotic symphony. We cut now to St. Paul's Cathedral. This is the epicenter. Decades before the focus shifted to the fireworks of the London Eye or the ball drop in Times Square, St. Paul's was the place to be. By 11 p.m., the churchyard is a crushing sea of humanity. But listen to the voices. The accents are distinct. There is a massive Scottish contingent. In the 1900s, the Scots were the true custodians of New Year's, Hogmanay, and they brought their fervor to London. The crowd is rowdy. There is no police barrier to hold them back, just a few bobbies in their tall helmets trying to maintain order. The people are drinking hot punch from flasks, a concoction often called lamb's wool, made of roasted apples, spices, sugar, and ale, heated until it froths. The air smells of soot, roasted chestnuts, unwashed wool, and anticipation. They are not just waiting for a clock, they are waiting for a sound. And then it begins, the silence before the strike.
In the households, the father moves to the doors. This is the letting in of the new year. It is a synchronized physical action. As the first stroke of midnight chimes, the back door is thrown open to let the old year out. It is banished, pushed into the cold alleyway along with its sorrows and failures. Moments later, as the clock continues to strike, the front door is thrown wide open to welcome the new year in. It is a literal ventilation of the spirit. Back at St. Paul's, the noise is deafening. The bells of the cathedral crash against the bells of Big Ben, echoing from Westminster. The crowd erupts, but they do not count down from 10. That is a modern invention. Instead, they link arms. Total strangers, a chimney sweep next to a banker, a seamstress next to a soldier in a red tunic, clasp hands. They begin to sing. It is always Auld Lang Syne. In the early 1900s, this song had cemented itself as the anthem of the transition. The singing is not polite, it is a roar, a defiance against the dark and the cold. But the party does not stop at the stroke of 12. In the 1900s, the night is young. We must look at what is happening in the shadowed corners of the city. The Wassailers are moving from house to house. These are groups of carolers, but rowdier, carrying a great bowl decorated with ribbons. They sing ancient songs, demanding entry and drink. The wassail bowl is passed around, a communal cup in an era before germ theory made us wary. It represents unity.
To drink from the wassail bowl is to trust your neighbor. In the countryside, the rituals are even more archaic. In the orchards of the West Country, farmers are currently out in the dark, firing shotguns into the branches of apple trees. They are wassailing the trees, pouring cider onto the roots to wake the spirits of the earth and ensure a good harvest for the coming year. It is a scene of pagan beauty, men in tweed coats, their breath steaming in the lantern light, chanting to trees in the dead of winter.